Yeah.
All right. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, thank you, everybody. So, just by the way, Harish Bhai, so impressive, really. Was your singing, and actually, Sata Dada is who brought my dad to Andola back in the 40s, early 50s, I believe it was. So, we have something in common there. But thank you for an amazing presentation here as well. Here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and uh, uh, play a few things here. If you guys can bear with me, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Zambia ziko la mtendere, wanu Zambia, wanu nation.
In each generation, in time, there is always a hero. Standing tall, walking strong, it's a lesson that we all can build on. A nation with a culture of love, playing good peace and good people. Come on, let's join hands as we share in exploring our vision. We shall rise to all be heroes. It's a chance to show our ego.
Play that song. First of all, I want to appreciate both Arun Bhai and Naveen Bhai who reached out to me earlier this week to talk about a few things today about our family, about my mom, and about my business. So again, I really appreciate Arun Bhai and both Naveen Bhai for giving me this opportunity. It's just another journal in for all of us Indolans, right? We have a story to share, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, doesn't matter, right? Again, just that's camaraderie we had in Ndola is amazing, and just given this opportunity to share this. A few things that I may have to say. I appreciate your time and your ear as we do this forward here. So again, thank you so much for that. Yeah, so these are the three things I'm going to talk about. Again, a little bit about my company called PRI Global, a little bit about the community work that my mom does, and just my personal story, my journal from going from Andola to the UK boarding school, and then on to the USA. So this is what a few things I'm going to talk about today. So thank you again. Um, I don't know if you saw this in in this group yesterday. I put a little collage of everybody on the Tienda group who had a little profile, a little picture. Let me just share this with you. And this reminds me of Ashok Bai, and he's very passionate about Andola and singing Tienda Pomosi. I can just feel that. But let me just share with you what I posted yesterday on the Tienda group, if I can. Here it is. Anyway, yeah. So I just wanted to share that with you. So Arunbhai, can we mute everybody in the background if we can?
Yeah, done it. You'll have to unmute yourself though.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Arunbhai. We're good. Thank you. Yeah, just wanted to show you a little bit of that. So again, everybody who was had a little picture, we did a little collage here, so it was fun to kind of get to see everybody's faces and everything like that. So thanks for sharing that, those pictures as well. So those who did not have pictures, you were not on there, but just kind of FYI, it'll be nice to get everybody's picture on your TND Promosi profile, I think. So again, like I said earlier, these are three things I want to talk about today. But wanted to start off a little bit about this here, growing up in Ndola and what it meant for me. And I think this is what it meant for a lot of us. So I just want to say a few things about this, right? I think this is a story that you may have already had lived. It's a story of most of us in Indians in Zambia, and especially that of Ndola. Ndola was very special to me, and it was very special to I think all of us. A carefree life in Ndola, and really, what a life it was for us. It really was. Innocent, frank, and straight with people at home, at school, and within the community and society that we lived in. Although not so very easy, always filled with some hardship, life was beautiful and excellent. Our love and respect for our parents was second to none, and our respect for our teachers and elders in the community and the society was in our genes. We integrated socially and culturally with people from all different classes, may it be rich or poor. In essence, we enjoyed life in Ndola. We would share balala, peanuts, right? Attended weddings as a community and had the best food, especially the dar and the kadi and the rice. Having a rolled rotli with sprinkled sugar, that was the best when we were hungry or before a meal. We had raw mangoes with salt that made our teeth kata, or fresh sekali milis, or the boiled balalas that we shared with each other. We were innovative, creative, made kites using old newspapers, playing traditional games like Santa Kukri, Hutututu, Lakoti, Saturiu, Gilidanda. We were taught to be content with what we had. We did not wash our hands 10 times a day, and we were okay.
It's in the city. It's
After dinner, every night in every household, and if you were school going, had to recite the times table. I don't know if you remember, guys. We had to recite those timetables, 2 to 12 before going to bed. Ek du du, bedu char, or whatever it was. I don't remember all that, but we had to recite all those timetables when we were growing up in Ndola. We had loving, caring, and wonderful friends. Their loving parents, whom we fondly called Kaka and Masi. They treated us no differently from their own children. We were used to bathing using a bucket and a cup sitting on a little patlo in our bathrooms. Bicycles were ridden everywhere in town with someone sitting on the carrier or the crossbar. We had patience, understanding, discipline, respect, maturity, wisdom, motivation, commitment, and responsibility. And above all, we all learned and survived the hard way, guided by our parents, our grandparents, who oversaw our development with experience, guidance, encouragements, and blessing. We had the good fortune to grow up in Ndola, Zambia. Those were the days. There really were. So just wanted to share that little piece about that. So what I want to I have, all these topics, but I'm going to go into, again, I live in St. Louis, and I have an IT company. I'm going to just share some details about that. Hopefully everybody can see my screen. So I got a lot of videos, but I'm not going to play all of them. But just a few. vibes and pictures about my company. So the company that I started about 25 years ago, it's an IT company. We do IT staffing and we provide IT solutions. I'm just going to share some pictures. This is some of the values that my company believes in. We're disciplined, we believe, we change lives, and that's who we are. So these are just some of the pictures. If I can share some of these. This is a lot of my staff. We have a great time. We have people who've been with the organization for 20 years, 25 years, 15 years. Because why? Because we have a good culture. And that's what it's all about. It's you take care of your employees, they'll take care of you, right? That's the essence of who we are. So just wanted to share that. This is some pictures of my office. We made it a high energy space. This is in St. Louis. And we have different things. This is some of the values I was talking about, who we are, right? Integrity, think big. Just wanted to share some of that. We were fortunate enough to be recognized in the St. Louis area and in the US for a lot of things, but just wanted to share a couple of things here. This guy here, his company is now, I think, about 8 billion. And he's an African-American gentleman. And if you look him up, his name is Dave Stewart. He's been recognized as maybe the wealthiest African-American in the world, right? He lives in St. Louis. And, so you can see he was the top company in St. Louis, but we also happen to be recognized. I'm sorry, I hope I don't sound whatever, but, we got recognized in the top 10, our company here. Talks a little bit about, what we do. So wanted to share that. We've had other recognitions. Those of you who are techie, big data is a big thing all around the world. Like Facebook captures your data, right? What do they do with it and all that? But we do a lot of stuff in big data, and we've been recognized in something like this. MasterCard is one of our major clients. And in the last 7 years, we've been the #1 supplier for MasterCard. And this is some of my staff who have won some of these awards. We do a lot of work with community in India, in Zambia a little bit, and also in Philippines where we have an office. So just wanted to share some pictures there. This are the kids in Zambia, in Ndola. It's a great organization, World Vision, and just, it's small. You donate about $35 a month. They tell you, they write back to you how they're doing, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm not going to go too deep into this. This is a little bit about my, there's a gentleman who inspires me here, Gene Simmons. I'll let you read it. But this guy in Zambia, he supports 14,000 kids in Zambia, right? And he says, I feed and clothe them, but I don't hold press conferences about it. I don't do it so you'll think what a nice person I am. This guy's name is Gene Simmons, right? Amazing. Look at him. 14,000 kids in Zambia that he works. It's not about, your name, but just about doing right. This is some of the work we do with in cancer in St. Louis. These are some of my folks, and Keenan is my son. He's 33. He's taking over my company soon, but I just wanted to share a few pictures. All right, what do we do? So let me just share who we are as a company. Bear with me. This is just a few videos, if I may, to share about my organization, our organization, so you get a better perspective of who we are. Here it is.
PRI has been providing staffing and IT services for over 2 decades based on trust, integrity, and performance. We are NMSDC certified and have been ranked and recognized by the Minority Business and Diversity Councils among the top diversified suppliers both locally and nationally.
As we're all aware of, the IT industry is always evolving and changing, and within that realm, we fill a lot of the application development roles, software engineers, architects, but we're also really want to focus on the new and emerging technologies. And right now that's cloud development, security engineering roles. Every client's going to be different, and we can really mold our approach to fit their needs.
We bring a high level of expertise and versatility by supporting short or long-term contract to hire, permanent placement, and statement of work for our clients.
My recruiter was very personable, very reachable, did a lot of the work, a lot of the legwork that it took to get this process going.
I really felt like the recruiters here, my recruiter put me first over trying to fill a slot. It was a lot more personal. I felt like there was a lot more concern and care taken in trying to find me something that would fit me.
PRI supports clients nationwide in the U.S., as well as internationally throughout India, Canada, Ireland, and more. We maintain payroll and staffing capabilities in over 120 countries worldwide through a single platform.
People like to do business with people they trust, people that they like. That's something that I think we've kind of really tried to instill.
Everybody feels part ownership in our company. Nobody feels like an employee there. We have a younger, dynamic team now that we haven't had in the past, and just their focus is different. The growth that they want to see and the energy in the office is exciting to come to work, and it's exciting to see them want to take this company to the different level.
You find a time where people realize, hey, I enjoy coming to work. I mean, it's fun, we've got really good, genuine people. The work is challenging, and there's a reward structure with that too, which I think is hard to find these days.
Our goal is simple. We're going to become the top 100 U.S. staffing companies, and globally, we're going to expand. We're so excited to see where our new partnerships take us. Yeah, I have a lot of videos here, so I'm going to maybe play one or two if you allow me. And again, just to give you a scope about IT in general. So we bought a new space here recently, about 3 years ago, and let me just play you, if I can, that video. It's I couldn't make it to this inauguration, unfortunately. We did everything, but I couldn't make it, so my son is doing most of the presentation, so let me share that.
I wanted to say a special thank you to all of you here, our client partners, our employees, past and present, and our family and friends. Without you guys, we would not be where we are today. I'm going to introduce our Chief Operating Officer, Patel, to say a few words about today.
Thank you, Megan. So I just want to thank you guys all so much for joining us today in this special event as we celebrate the new home of PRI. As the Chief Operating Officer of PRI, it's really an honor to be standing up here today on behalf of my father, who founded this company over 20 years ago, right here in Ellisville. We're so thankful to be a part of this community, and so thankful to so many of you guys who have been with us every step of the way to make this project a reality. The city of Ellisville, Dane Shapur, the entire team at AvTech Capital, great design group, Amina Zamora Designs, everyone over at Intellica, First Bank, all the businesses and really all the citizens that played a part in getting us to where we are today. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I also want to take the time to thank all the people you see behind me here in a little bit. I didn't know then that the excitement and love I gained for this company would far surpass that pizza parlor, but it did, and here we are. From a small local IT staffing company looking to make our mark in the community to today, spanning across 4 countries and expanding into a solution-based company focused on IT solutions and staffing. But our foundation never wavered. For the last 20 years, Program Resources has been steadfast in providing top talent to all of our clients. But as our offerings evolved and into more than just staffing, we realized our name should as well, which is why we're super excited to announce the official rebrand of Programmer Resources into PRI Global. We're super excited to be able to blend the foundation and core of what made Programmer Resources so special with the new service offerings of PRI Global in a new space that will allow us to continue to grow for years to come. Today marks the culmination of a project that began almost 1 year ago, but a dream that started long before that. To make a difference in the lives of the people, companies, and communities that we work with. And while we're so proud of all that we have accomplished, we look forward to this new chapter and having the capability to continue adding to that dream, with this facility serving as our global headquarters, on-site delivery center, incubator, and training center. Forever grounded in our values, the vision of PRI Global's next chapter is exciting, and we look forward to continuing to serve all of you for years to come. So without further ado, I just want to introduce you guys to the new PRI Global.
Thank you, Keenan. That was awesome. I want to invite.
And again, we are here with you every step of the way with the Chamber, and we're just honored to be a part of this special day.
Hello. Once again, this is one of the premier office buildings in Ellisville, and love that they grew from right down the street and they stayed right here. And I always love to see companies investing in Ellisville. So welcome again, PRI Global, and thank you for being in Ellisville.
We gotta wait for the drone to fly in. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, sorry. Just wanted to show a little bit about, so let me just show you one more video or two more videos here, if you don't mind. Maybe this is a little bit more about our internal space. So I'll just show you that. Yeah, there we go.
Today marks the culmination of a project that began almost 1 year ago, but a dream that started long before that. To make a difference in the lives of the people, companies, and communities that we work with. We're super excited to be able to blend the foundation and core of what made Programmer Resources so special with the new service offerings of PRI Global in a new space that will allow us to continue to grow for years to come. Forever grounded in our values, the vision of PRI Global's next chapter is exciting, and we look forward to continuing to serve all of you for years to come. So without further ado, I just want to introduce you guys to the new PRI Global.
So my organization has about a little bit less than 400 people. So, under COVID, right, most of the people are not in our office either. So how do we engage with so many people out there? And, we're a technology company, so there's a lot of things we do, but I'll just show you one more video as how we use technology to engage with that many people. If you have staff of, whatever it is, right, 50 or 100 or 300, how do you engage? So I'm just going to play one more video here.
As a company that is driven by relationships, it's PRI's mission to ensure engagement with our employees is at the forefront of everything we do. Our automated and event-driven engagement platform allows us to do just that. This platform moves us away from a broken industry standard to leaps ahead of our competition. It integrates directly with our applicant tracking system and has automated outreach through text and email to keep candidates and contractors engaged. We are able to create workflows that are completely customizable to keep in touch with our people for the full life cycle of the contractor engagement. From submission date through the last day of a project, we are able to fully engage with all of our contractors. From the initial text message by our CEO, welcoming candidates to our company on the day they accept an offer, to meeting some of our PRI team, we are able to look for attrition signals that will trigger actions to retain talent. From their first day to their last, we are able to get a real-time 360-degree view of the pulse of our contractors. This platform allows a variety of ways to stay in touch, from surveys and referrals to birthdays and work anniversaries. It truly does it all. Our powerful analytics tell us who isn't engaging with our messages, allowing us to be more productive and quickly resolve issues. This platform has helped reduce turnovers, increase redeployment rates, build employee loyalty, and provide complete transparency into the pulse of our contractors.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to share some of that here. So, and again, I talked earlier about some of the work we do as a community. So I'm just going to share a couple of videos on some of the community work that we do as well. So I got three videos here, but I'm just going to play a couple real quickly. Steps for Hope is something that we do with cancer foundations in the St. Louis area. I'm just going to play this. My brother, unfortunately, passed away 2 years ago. Sudhir, I think Ashwin, Harish, your brother, was good friends with my brother, and you probably knew him as well. But I'm just going to play, a little thing that we did for my brother as well. 1 second. And I'll do one more here. So. All right, that's just a little bit about PRI. So thank you. So next thing I want to talk about is my mother. My mother and my dad grew up well, I mean, they came to Zambia. My dad did when he was about 18 or 19. And like I said earlier, Sata Dada called my dad. But I want to talk about more about my mother, and then I'll go back to our family in the first slide here. So my mother's 92. She lives in India. So she's been. My dad died in 1986, right after I got married. And she's been living pretty much. She's a strong, independent woman, and luckily she's in good health. But what she really took on is charity work. She started an organization called Women's Association, and she's the founding person in this organization, and she empowers women. She was actually on the last call. She was here, and then she went back. She didn't like the USA. She doesn't. She comes here for a month or 2 months. She's like, I want to go back, right? All that. But let me just show you a little bit about some of the work she does as well. And again, one of the reasons she's so active and fortunately, knock on wood, in good health, is because she has a passion. She wakes up with a reason to wake up to do things, and so let me just share, if you don't mind, I'll share some of the stuff about my mom. So again, like I said, she's frugal. She has a passion for charity. She started this organization about 20 years ago, and she became a widow at the age of 57, 34 years ago when my dad died. And again, she always had a way about her, and she grew up in the Depression era. So if you can imagine people who grew up in the Depression, I'm sure you have parents or siblings, or I mean parents, right? In that age, everything, they don't like to throw away things. They don't like to waste anything. All of that, right? So she's all of that. She's, and for me, sometimes it's hard to, comprehend all that stuff. But that's the era. They're not going to change. If anything, we have to change. They're not going to change. But and what she does, she also has like a routine. And if I can share that, I'll share that a little bit later. She does yoga, and that's what keeps her going every day. This is some of the work she does. I can't explain all of this. A lot of this is in Gujarati and all, but I'll just share some pictures here about some of the stuff she does and all. And I'll share more pictures if I can here shortly. But again, she is pretty active, and that's what I think keeps her going. I have a few videos. I don't know how many I want to share here, but I'll do a quick one here and move it quickly. I know we have it. Yeah, I just wanted to share some of that. This is the daily exercises that she still does. She had a back problem, but I went to India. We took care of the back problem. But if I may, I know this is a little bit of a raw video of what she does every morning. Even I don't do that. A lot of us don't do that. But this is what she does every morning when she wakes up mostly. All right, this is Mama, 88 years old, doing her daily routine. Go, Mama. What is this good for? Asani mate. All right. Oh boy. You're gonna fly, Mama. Asani mate.
Diabetes.
This is for diabetes?
Yeah, this is special for diabetes.
How does this help diabetes?
The body looks good.
Pancreas.
Yeah, pancreas.
Oh, you're activating the pancreas with some of these.
Hacen mate.
Ten.
For the hips.
Quiero mate.
Wow. Universal chant.
A 6 point. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1.
Yeah.
30, 30. At button mate.
What is this for?
What button mate? At button mate.
Is this for knees? Blood flow?
Yeah.
Increased blood flow?
Yeah. Yeah.
Careful, Mom. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Good. Good. All right. Good job. Thumbs up. I'm gonna thumbs up.
All right, this is just a couple more quick ones here. Sorry.
વુમન એસોસિએશન આણંદના પ્રમુખ હંસાબેન પટેલનો જન્મ સાદાઈથી ઉજવાયો. છેલ્લા 15 વર્ષથી આણંદ ખાતે મહિલાઓના ઉત્કર્ષ અને મનોબળ વધારવા કાર્યરત સંસ્થા વુમન એસોસિએશનના સંસ્થાપક હંસાબેન સિંહ પટેલનો 91મો જન્મદિવસ તેમના ઘરે સાદાઈથી કારોબારી સભ્યો દ્વારા સરકારની ગાઈડલાઈન મુજબ ઉજવવામાં આવ્યો હતો. આ પ્રસંગે પ્રજાપિતા બ્રહ્માકુમારી સેટેલાઇટ આણંદના મુખ્ય સંચાલિકા બ્રહ્મકુમારી ગીતાબેને આશીર્વચન આપતા જણાવ્યું કે હંસાબેન સિંહ પટેલ વુમન એસોસિએશન અને અન્ય સંસ્થાઓમાં સમાજ ઉપયોગી સારા કાર્યો કરતા હોવાથી તેમનું સ્વાસ્થ્ય હંમેશા સારું રહે. પ્રજાપિતા અને ભગવાન તેમનું સ્વાસ્થ્ય સારું રાખે અને ઉત્તર.
Anyway, just want to share one more here.
આણંદ દ્વારા વુમન ગ્રુપ વોટ્સએપ પર સંસ્થાના પ્રમુખ હંસાબેન પટેલના અધ્યક્ષસ્થાને ભજન સ્પર્ધા યોજવામાં આવી હતી. આ સ્પર્ધામાં ઇન્નાબેન પરીખે પ્રથમ સ્થાન, અનામિકાબેન શાહે દ્વિતીય અને પુષ્પાબેન શાહે તૃતીય સ્થાન પ્રાપ્ત કર્યું હતું. ડોલીબેન શર્માએ નિર્ણાયક તરીકે સેવા આપી હતી. રચનાબેન શાહ, શોભનાબેન શર્મા, રૂપાબેન ધગટ, પલ્લવીબેન દોલતજાદા, હંસાબેન ધ્રુવ વગેરેએ કાર્યક્રમને સફળ બનાવ્યો. આણંદ દ્વારા.
Anyway, so I'm not going to share any more here. I have a lot more here. But she also got recognized for being a Corona warrior. Her organizations called Women's Association did a lot of donations and making sure that people, wear masks and so on and so forth. She's taken a couple of pictures with Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, of course, and just she wrote a little note to Narendra Modi, and you can see it. She's actually, Mr. Modi is actually reading that note that my mom gave to her here as well. So, just wanted to share that as well with everybody here. Thank you. All right, so just that's a little bit about somebody who's 92-year-old, and and she inspires me and inspires, I think, a lot of people here. So going back to my roots in Ndola, I wanted to share a little bit about that. So this is some of my family. This is I'm not in this picture because I think my mom was expecting then. I'm not in there. On the right is my 2 brothers and my 2 sisters as well. Just wanted to share some of that. This is in front of the Ndola City Council as well. I was a Cub Scout or Cub at that time. Pictures of that. That's my dad on the right. There's all these fancy cars, right? Amazing cars back in those days. I had some artifacts that I just pulled up yesterday or day before, right? My driver's license, and then some of the stamps, right? I used to get all this when I was in the UK. I used to get some of these letters or some checks or whatever it was, and I kept some of those. So I thought I'd share that as well here. This was, when I was in the UK, I came back to Ndola. I was looking after the family business. brother and sister had to go to India to get married, so I was looking after our factory called Variety Garments back then. But this was um, I think it was the Andola Wanderers Club, and I was playing hockey. And I think Hasubai, I think, mentioned earlier on this call that he used to play hockey, and I think I remember him really well. But we had this uniform. So when I got onto the parking lot, we had practice before this game. We're playing a team called Chibuluma, I think it was, right? And if you all know Rumsey, right? Rumsey, I think, was part of Swap Factory, if I'm not mistaken. But he opened up his trunk. I think he had a Mercedes or something. He opened his trunk, and this is the uniform he pulled out. That's the Kanini uniform. So, and that's me and Kanini. There's some people in the background here. I think Taruk Mia is right behind me on the right-hand side. And this was posted in the Andola newspaper. I was fortunate enough, whatever, to score 2 goals, and we won by 3-1 here. So I just wanted to share that, a little trivia. This kind of fascinated me, back in the day, how much the cars were, right? We look at this newspaper. This is the back of that article, and I thought I'd just share this with you, a little artifact in Zambia here. This is Kipti, if you're on the call, this was part of your group. There's Harry Bhakta here. You guys all know Harry Bhakta. A lot of people you'll recognize on here. Tarunsi on the left-hand side. Great picture here. So I just wanted to share that as well. I just found that. I was influenced, and as a family, I had a lot of influence with a lot of people back in the day. I had some bad experiences as well. When I was in Andola, in our primary school, we had a guy who bullied a lot of people. That happens, right? You become stronger for it as well. And then I had other experience. My sister, who's not on the call, she tried to get on the call here today. My eldest sister, she married into another caste, and I remember those days when it was difficult. I used to go to my friend's house. They would say, "You know what? Your sister did this and that, and I'll tell you later," and all that. But you become stronger and better for that. But anyway, I won't get into that much. But one of a lot of people who influences my grandfather. This is on my maternal side, my mom's grandfather. He was born in Krumsted, and he used to work for the British, in the court system. And he used to write us letters, and he had amazing handwriting. And I'm going to share a couple of letters he sent. And, he was truly, that's him. Right? My dada, just my dada. Like I said, born in Krumsted in Gujarat. But this is his letters he used to send us, send me. If you look at it, if you see his handwriting, he writes to me and my wife and my son Keenan, who was just born. But he was born in 1902, but his English was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to read this verbatim, but again, you can just see, somebody who was born in 1902 or 1903, what he wrote. He writes this. You can well understand at the age of 84 and 77, we cannot keep well, sound health. Still, God is favorable, merciful to maintain us in a ordinary, fair position. Yoba, and he talks about all that stuff. But just, he inspired me a lot. So just wanted to share some of his letters and what he wrote to me growing up. On my dad's side, so this gentleman here is my dada, and his wife was married to Sata Dada, right? So this is my my granddad, and his mom was married to Sata Dada, and he was a teacher and a headmaster at Borsland High School for 40 years. I mean, he didn't miss a single day, from what I was told, at school. And he was well connected to the chief minister back then in Gujarat, and he was a teacher all his life. So just want to share this. And it's in the genes, it must be, I guess. My daughter, who's now 31, she's a school teacher. And again, it's all in the genes. and there she is. following my grandfather's footsteps here. After I left Zambia, I went to boarding school. I went to a couple of schools. I don't know if Vero is still in the call. Vero was not too far away from my school here in Slindon. So this is one of the schools, amazing institution. It was a blessing to get away from Ndola. Unfortunately, we had that service where we had to go into service, right? And our parents decided to send us to UK. Good or bad, I don't know. But this is the first school I went to in Sussex, and these are some of my grade reports I thought I'd share. I was more into sports than studies, right? So I see one of my teachers here, Mr. Bridge, she was talking about how I kept goalkeeper and how I conquered confidence and how I did this and this, how I lost in the final of a table tennis tournament and how I was unlucky to lose. That was his opinion, but I love table tennis and I love sports like a lot of us do, right? So these were some of the reports that I got. This was in Slindon, St. Christopher's in Hertfordshire, not too far away from London. Beautiful school. It was a co-ed school. This was a vegetarian boarding school. And I'm not a vegetarian. I need my non-veg too, but I went there, but I had an amazing experience as well here. Thanks to my family who decided to send me to boarding school. So I'm ever in debt for that as well. Same thing here. They talk about how I was more into sports, right? So quickly wanted to share that. I came to the States back in '81. It was a struggle. My family was not, wealthy or anything like that. I didn't have a, silver spoon in my mouth. I had to work, right? And that was okay. That's life. So when I first came to the States, I had to do a lot of things. I used to clean carpets. I used to deliver pizza. And one time I was working 3 jobs. I had a thing where I would get vending machines and put it in stores. I used to go to auctions, car auctions, buying and selling cars, and I used to specialize in Hondas. It was in Ndola, if you remember, if you had a Honda, it was a big thing, So I used to go to auctions and buy and sell cars. I used to buy houses, fix them up and sell them. And then I worked for corporate America for about 15 years, and that's where I got my idea about starting PRI Global that I, showed you earlier. Just some photos about my family here as well. You may recognize some of these faces. The first picture is about when I got first married. We had about 2,500 people at my first wedding in Chicago. And took a picture here. This is my family here. This is my granddaughter. She's the apple of my life. She's about 16 months. She's amazing. I was with her yesterday. We had a great time. She's cute as can be. Thank you. This is my brother. Like I said, he passed away 2 years ago. Some good memories of him. Yeah, very close to him. So just wanted to share that. And this is one of my proud moments as well. My son getting married 3 or 4 years ago, and I have a granddaughter because of him and Lindsay. But if I can just share this real quickly.
get lighter the more it gets dark. I'm gonna give you my heart. Oh, I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. Cause in a sky full of stars, I think I see you. I think I see
All right, I think that's about it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for your attention and thank you for listening to me. Appreciate you all.
Thank you for your presentation, Ajay.
I'll stop sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, well done, Ajay. In a nutshell, I will tell you I'm speechless. I think it's amazing what you've achieved so far from your journey, all the way from Andola to UK and to US, and what you've achieved so far. It's just amazing, amazing. And you know,
I got a long way to go still, but can I
no.
share a couple more stories? I forgot to share. Can I share a couple more stories?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I tell you, you know, when my mom was having a back surgery, Mr. Ashok Desai, who's on the call here tonight, I had posted something on Facebook, and Ashok Bhai is on the Facebook as well. And this is what he wrote. He says, wishing her a speedy recovery. I remember he was talking about my mom, her since early 60s with your late dad, Chandu Kaka. Both of them used to travel together in a truck to deliver a milk product, Vitality, different products. They frequently used to visit us at Chondway Road, at Chondway, 25 miles on Kabwe Road, which was then Broken Hill Road. It was challenging, struggle, and hard work for your parents. She deserves a healthy and peaceful life. So this is a story by Ashok T. Desai, who wrote this to me. I didn't know this. So this is what happens when we connect in a group, right? All these stories would come out. There's another story here, Praveen Bhai, right? Praveen Bhai, if you on this on the call here today too. So he wrote to me, some time back on WhatsApp. He says, Ajay, you know what? When your dad one time came to visit Natubai. Natubai and my dad were good friends. So he came to lunch at Natubai's house, and my dad had a Vauxhall, a beautiful blue Vauxhall, one of those classic cars, right? So the car was parked there. What did Praveen Bhai do? He was in the car. Praveen Bhai took off with that car. He was 12 years old, Praveen Bhai was, right? He went for a joyride to Kanini. Okay. So Praveen, I don't know if you're on your call, in this call here, he came back. Luckily, he didn't get into trouble because the car, he must have been a good driver at the age of 12 because he didn't have a scratch or a dent or anything. The car came back, right? I mean, there was nothing. So these are the stories. There's, like I told you earlier, I'm part of the Kanini group. There's a girl there, her name was Zara. Zara's life was saved by my brother, is what she told me. She says, your brother saved me. They were at Bull and Bush. There was a little resort outside of Ndola, and her boat flipped, and she didn't know how to swim. But my brother Sudhir was a good swimmer, and she tells this story about how she got saved by my brother, right? So these are great stories. And another one in the Indora group that Atul and Pankaj are part of, one of the guys there, he told me, by the way, your dad, every Friday, he would bring black cats, the chewing gum, right? He would bring a bag full of black cats to the mandir, and they would wait for my dad every Friday to bring black cats and other stuff, right? And this is what happens when we connect, and these stories pop up, right? And I just wanted to share those stories, if I may. Thank you so much.
Very well. Amazing family you have, Ajay. We had the pleasure of knowing your mom and dad as well. We spent a lot of time with them as well in Ndola, and you have an amazing family. It's pity that like Murugu couldn't join us today and Saurabh couldn't join us, but yes, very well presented, and I'm sure everyone appreciates what you've been able to share with us. It's brought us a lot of memories of Ndola as well, and end of the day, what a wonderful, wonderful families we have in Ndola. And that's like you said earlier, every one of us has a story to tell about our journey from Ndola to wherever we are settled today. And mostly, I think the important bit is that no matter caste, creed, or whatever you call it, we were all together as one big family, one community, and that still flows in our veins wherever we've settled. So thank you very much for sharing everything that you've been able to do. You've done a lot of homework behind, and your PRI also looks very successful, and we wish you well. Just one question, what does PRI stand for, by the way?
Yeah, good question. So PRI stands for Programmer Resources International. That's how we started, Programmer Resources International, because back then we used to only do programming type positions as well. But PRI also stood for ProMed Resources International. And Ashok Lal, he's on this call. I know he had a hospital and stuff. And way back when I used to talk about Ashok Lal, he had a hospital, and we were trying to do some stuff together as well. But PRI is an acronym for both Programmer Resources. We also used to do medical. So we used to staff like doctors and allied healthcare, like physical therapists, RNs, LPNs, and home aides as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm amazed. Most of it is just went over my head because I'm too old to understand everything. But wonderful achievement, and I hope you go and achieve more things in life as well. So thank you for sharing. And as Ndolans, we feel so proud that people like yourselves have, how shall I say, gone quite successful in life, in your professions. And I'm sure there are so many others as well from Ndola that we don't know of, yet they've made such progress that we'd like them to share with us as well. And that's what this platform is all about, to share our achievements, accolades, or just family life, to share with us all. Today, I don't know, I see Paresh Patel there. Paresh is, if he's able to unmute himself and show his face, perhaps it would be nice to hear what he has to say as well from Canada, I believe. Paresh, are you there?
He's still
No.
muted. And
Still muted. Okay. Good to see you, Pragnesh.
Hi, everybody. Thanks. Ajay, that was a fantastic presentation. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you for that feedback.